Hey everyone, it's Theo from Out in the Clouds. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Business Wine and Cheese. On this episode, we got to speak with Tee Sultan from Clipboard, awesome network for the hospitality industry. We spoke a bit about immigrants and the work ethic and perspective that they sort of have when they move to new countries, and also spoke a bit about the importance of networking and a few other fun things. So stick around, have a listen or have a watch, depending on what platform you're tuning in on, and let us know what you think. Cheers. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Business Wine and Cheese.
Welcome everyone.
We have Tee Sultan here from Clipboard. Welcome, mate.
Thank you for having me. Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Cheers.
We haven't started drinking yet. We just poured it a little bit early.
Yes.
This one is from New Zealand. Actually, the lovely Claire Smith from Vino Mofo brought this when she visited us last week.
Nice.
Escarpment from New Zealand. So we're going to get stuck into this while we chat.
It's delicious.
It's nice, isn't it?
It's still a little bit, got the temperature in the wine fridge a little bit high, but it's all good. Still good.
Good.
So
Great.
tell us, man, we always love starting with the origin story as early back as you can.
Sure.
People tend to sort of think of that as the career origin,
Yep.
but we mean actual DNA origin.
Yeah, sure.
Give us it all, mate.
Look, I was born in Bangladesh, and I left. I finished my high school there, and I left when I was 19 for uni. So I got enrolled at Latrobe University, computer bachelor of science, and I was there 3.5 years. Finished my degree, start working. I was fortunate to be recruited as a graduate recruit for ANZ.
Yep.
So I was there for 6 years. Worked in multiple roles. So 2 years they rotate you different places, and then you apply.
But
I was a BA.
sorry,
Yeah.
in your adolescence and growing up,
Yep.
how did that shape you? You sort of, no, really, like,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it's sort of, and you can talk to us about whatever
Sure,
you want,
sure.
and whatever you can leave out or include, whatever you like. But it's always very interesting to understand how things shape people's careers and.
Definitely. It's. I feel like that I'm very fortunate to be here.
Okay.
When I think about Bangladesh, my life, great, because it's a third world country.
Yeah.
And the difference between rich and poor, it's
Very.
so huge. It's unbelievable. Thank God that Dad is a lawyer, so he could provide us everything, and he could afford to send me here.
Okay.
But I've seen struggle and poverty in my own immediate families,
Okay.
with uncle and auntie. So
Yeah.
that's sometimes when I think back, that how fortunate I am to be here.
Yeah.
And part of me, I think the drive that I get, I think that's a lot to do with when I see people struggle, how it affected people's life back home.
Well, it gives you a real perspective,
Yeah.
right? Because you've seen firsthand
And
more than what we see, which is just maybe a few.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's still homelessness and
true.
unfortunate circumstances here, but it holds nothing. on
It
what you
is a
would
whole
see.
different ballgame. Like, even if you travel, you go to India, Bali, places like that, you see, but when you see someone in your own family, in your own blood,
For sure.
that's what makes you feel like that, geez,
Absolutely.
we are so lucky to
Yeah,
be here.
You're having a bad day, and you can easily go, well, it's actually not that bad.
Yes, I can think back, and quite often, I will speak with my mum and dad.
Yeah.
They live still back home.
Mm.
Half of my family, he lives here now. And mum will say the same thing, like, I understand you're having a bad day, but imagine people here.
Yeah.
So you should feel like that have the privilege to be there, and
Yeah.
you're struggling. I understand, but it's a good thing.
It's a classic immigrant story. That's
Yeah,
why
it
I
is,
asked.
isn't it?
Like, he lived there.
Yeah,
I live
and
in
you will relate to that.
Yeah,
100%.
for sure. Yeah.
I have families on both sides of the spectrum. My dad's side of the family, which was, they were pretty well off. They were, they're working in a company similar to Telstra, high up engineers. And then my mum's side of the family, which is a little bit more poor, sort of, low level sort of means. They had to do things that in jobs that they, I don't know what you say, but more just labour,
Yeah,
labour,
yeah.
labour kind of low.
Blue
Blue
Absolutely, I
collar
understand.
type work,
Yeah.
Similar with our family in Greece,
Yeah.
same thing.
So
Absolutely.
totally understand.
Yeah.
And we come here and we've got it all.
Yes, and I think I sometimes, when I have a bad day or anything like that, I step back.
Yeah.
I just sort of close myself from everything
Yeah.
and think about the time that I had or people in my own family that
Yeah.
are having back home.
Yeah.
It's helped me to bounce back.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's just that things that, you're fine.
Mm.
You're having a bad day, but nothing compared to there.
For sure. Mindset's everything. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll let you continue with.
So yeah, that's pretty much the background. And then here, studying as an international student was interesting because Dad has to pay for everything.
Yep.
So the tuition fee, it's a huge.
It's actually higher than if it was funded.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then obviously I was living on campus. So he was sending as much as possible to give me the comfortable life.
Sure.
But we had the opportunity to work 20 hours. So
On the visa.
On the visa.
Yeah.
We were allowed to as an international student.
Yeah.
So the obvious choice was hospitality.
Yeah.
So that's where everything started, because very, very early age or stage when I was here,
Yeah.
when obviously, the English wasn't that improved or, I was making friends, but I started working in hospitality. I remember La Trobe University on campus, there was a cafe. I worked there for 2 years.
Okay.
And the core of friends that I made through that job and through living on campus and through my university life, we're still friends. Some live
awesome.
in Perth, Brisbane,
Yeah.
some here, still friends.
Awesome.
So I had a good understanding, exposure of hospitality at
Yeah.
that level,
Yeah.
at that time.
Yeah. Interesting.
And a lot of people ask me about how did you start Clipboard or how does the idea came, because you are not in hospitality, you're in IT. But it started back on that time because I worked in hospitality for 2 years when I was studying. And the struggle period I was going through,
Yeah.
that job was...
So when did you put the idea into action? Like, roughly when did you realise you wanted
4 years ago.
4 years.
So
Maybe take us through what the actual business
Sure.
is as well.
So I was still working. I was a project manager at that point. And I met my business partner, and who's also a good friend, back in the days when I was working in hospitality.
Right.
And we became good friends.
Yeah.
But we always kept in touch. He has multiple businesses, one after another. When I was working in IT, but we were good friends. Occasionally, when we used to bump into each other, we used to talk about, back in the days, we used to work, how things were. And you remember, the chef didn't rock up one day.
Yeah.
And what we were doing, running around and trying to find a backup chef or calling people. And that's where the conversation started, that why it's such a good, versatile industry. Everyone loves to eat and people are cooking, everything, but people are not staying. In terms of the longevity of that career choice or something like that, you will come, you will work, and then it's very transitional. Why is that? Why is that? We've been talking about that, me and Brendan, for a long time.
Yeah.
Now, Brendan has more in-depth hospitality background.
Brendan's your business partner?
Business partner, Brendan Leeds, yes. And he understands the pain. So we start talking that, do you think this is what's going on? Then this is how one day I said that, look, I understand the pain. You're telling me, and I worked there, and I saw that when people doesn't turn up and people are leaving. LinkedIn has done something similar for IT, like professional like us. Like, we get validation, we connect with the industry. So when we apply for a job, people go, the first thing they do, before even check our resume, let's go and check him in LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Why don't we create something like that for hospitality? Is LinkedIn doing that? He goes like, no, I never thought about that.
Yeah.
I don't think so. LinkedIn is very much like white collar, everyone. Maybe a couple of executive chefs you can find.
Sure.
And that's how we thought that, okay, let's make something a more probably tailored for hospitality and more engaging and slightly easier to use for hospitality and make it a professional social media.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be so uptight, like, it's LinkedIn, you have to be really, really professional. Now you can wear the dirty clothes and you can take a video. You're a chef. You're allowed to wear the dirty clothes.
Yeah.
Take a video, take a photo of what you've created,
Yeah.
upload it, hashtag it with your skill.
Yeah.
That's how we started that idea.
Great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And we built a prototype, like very simple. It wasn't what we have now. It
Yeah.
wasn't anything like that. It's
Yeah.
super simple. We started getting people on board, mainly friends and families.
Yeah.
And then they start talking.
Yeah.
And then we start doing a little bit of small meetups
Yeah.
to understand that what we have created, can you actually use that? Do you see value?
Is there a need for it in the market? Yep.
Yeah. That feasibility study, we kept it for 6 months. On that point, me and Brendan both having different jobs, but we built that small prototype. We were working
Awesome.
and just meeting up people after work
Yeah.
and just taking them through. There was a lot of bugs and everything.
So
but
it was
that's
your
fine.
side hustle at that time?
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a passion project.
Yeah.
He was working, and I was working, and then we started getting the name out there. Okay, Clipboard is, it's something these guys are doing, but not that many people was aware of that. So that's how we start capturing the data or the human behavior. So when we are showing them that this is what they will register, and then they will start using it, playing around a little bit, posting people, and try to find people. Start giving some real good feedback. That guys, maybe you should do this.
Yeah.
You can do that. Maybe that will help.
Yeah.
And I see the value in this. Don't use that. So we initially, when we had the prototype, a lot of features we dropped
Right.
because we thought that we thought that might add value,
Yeah.
but the people, 10
The
people,
market told you.
Yeah.
yeah, they said it doesn't make sense. It's
Yeah.
gonna make things complicated. Just
Yeah.
don't worry about it.
Yeah.
We were like, sure,
Okay.
we dropped it.
Yeah.
So the latest or the live version became more simpler.
Yeah.
And I think one of the best things we have done is made it more simpler.
Yeah, I think it's always, not that I'm the most experienced person in that space, but I think that I do understand human behavior and how to sort of commercialize products. I think it's always smarter to go in as lean as possible and
Yeah.
get the core functionality, because the
Yeah.
users will tell you what they want.
Correct.
They'll also tell you what they don't want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you'd rather give them things that they absolutely fall in love
Yes.
with, and then the shiny
Rather
stuff,
than-
instead of spending time thinking, oh, I think they're really going to like this, it's more, what do they absolutely need to get this done?
Yep.
And the other additional things, they'll ask you.
Yeah.
That's all they'll tell you.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And also, we need to put ourselves on user shoes. So our core fundamental is obviously hospitality.
Mm-hmm.
These people work really hard and long hours.
Right.
Once you finish your work, you don't have time to take a break. When you have a break, you will just have a cigarette or come back and just start working. By the time you finish work, you got Facebook, Instagram, everything, every other social media. So introducing another social media for your professional life, it has to be really simpler.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's where we focus. Our whole idea was that make it as simple as possible,
Yeah.
so that you don't feel the fact or the pain that I got another one to deal with.
Yeah.
Nothing like that.
For
It's
sure.
just
And
simple.
look forward to opening it because it's easy to use.
Yeah.
Cool. So I think that sort of answers, a question that we often ask, how did you prepare financially? But having it as a side hustle is the best way
Yeah.
Yeah.
to prepare. If you've got that foresight and you've got the opportunity to be able to do that, some people get thrown into it by life circumstances in
Yeah.
terms of business, but others, if you've got that time to have something where you're earning and then you've got enough work ethic and time management to be able to
Yeah.
build something up on the side, I'm assuming that's how you sort of went
Yes.
about it.
Exactly. Yeah.
And now it's all in on it?
Well, we got to friends and families, investors. They
But your time now is completely
completely
Clipboard?
in this
Yeah.
one.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Brendan and I both. Brendan still got his restaurants and those sort of things going on, but it's family and other business partners look after that.
Great.
But yeah, both of us pretty much full time.
And when you were doing this on the side, how much time did you spend?
Now, a lot. But
A lot.
fortunately, what happened was that I was looking after the IT side.
Right.
Okay. That's always, I was in IT, I understand that.
Yep.
So we were able to find a small development team who
Right.
were helping us to build that.
Right.
Now, apart from doing that, those meetups that we are doing to understand the. So that's twice in a month we used to do.
Right.
Now, good thing is that we used to do that in Brendan's restaurant
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
after work. So he was already there.
Yeah.
And I would rock up, and a few people there. So we start talking, we start drinking, and we start just showing what we are building.
Yeah.
And then once the prototype was up and running, that whole the core people who are helping us, the users, they start spreading the news. So
Yeah.
we start getting a lot of people on board just to try. Okay, let's see what's going on,
Yeah.
and then we start getting businesses on board. They start using us. That's how we sort of gradually.
So the idea itself is two-sided marketplace.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I didn't explain exactly what Clipboard is.
You can probably.
Give us the punchline. Like,
It's it's a professional social media for hospitality, kind of like a LinkedIn for hospitality. The difference between LinkedIn and us, I would say, it's very much tailored for hospitality.
Sure.
The
So-
language
yeah.
and everything.
And it's for employers and potential employees to
Employees,
meet.
yes.
And also job seekers to socialise as well.
Well, yes. So the idea, it's not a job site. It's a service we provide. The whole KPI, or the key performance indicator for our Clipboard, it's people, the amount of time they spend.
Okay.
And how does that work? So I will probably give you an example as a like a role that will make sense.
Mhm.
So for example, you're a chef.
Yeah.
When you register to Clipboard, what it does, it gives you the opportunity to select your skills and everything. Once you've done that, then the system, the AI that we have built,
Yeah.
based on your role and the skills, it recommends you to connect with the appropriate peer so that you can actually cross-learn, learn,
Awesome.
showcase. Once you've done that, you keep doing that, the system keeps showing you, okay, connect with this guy, connect
Yep.
with that. Then it's sort of indicates that, okay, now that you've connected, you've completed your profile, why don't you start posting? We say microblog. The reason we say microblog, because you take a photo, you hashtag, you don't write that much.
Sure.
It's simple. You're cooking something, you take a photo. For example, a chef can cook something using those skills, just hashtag the skills.
Awesome. It's
So
encouraging to create content
Content.
and engage with each other.
Correct. And then what happened that once you post with those hashtag skills, it goes to a inspiration board. We call it. It's huge.
Yeah.
Anyone who's posting it goes there.
Okay.
But you can actually search by the skill and say, okay, I want to connect with someone who's a chef or a bartender.
Okay.
Or you can just connect with anyone, everyone.
Yes. Yeah.
A general manager can post something that we had Are You OK Day. They post photos. It goes to that inspiration board, and then people can see, people can connect, and people can start just sort of create that networking.
Awesome. So what's the plan for 2020 and beyond for the business?
2020, we were fortunate to explore the Hong Kong market. We were invited to participate in RISE, and then we met a few people. So we start running a pilot program in Hong Kong. We haven't enabled geological data, nothing like that. So 2020, obviously, apart from a huge push from sales and marketing, we would really like to explore Hong Kong. And I've been invited to participate in the Cathay Pacific partnership program. It's designed for startups,
Yeah.
but startup which can be scalable. So when that's up and running, I will be there for a couple of months.
What's the interest in that particular region?
Well, the hotel industry is huge, and
Okay.
surprisingly, they're looking for a global recruitment. So, for example, I mean, a 5-star hotel, a Mandarin Oriental hotel, the head chef is British. They want someone from Australia. They want sommelier from Australia. They want this from Australia. So
Okay.
that how they were approaching us.
Okay.
That look,
Makes
you
sense.
guys,
Yep.
and before they even hire or look at their resume, they're particularly interested in the fact that you can see someone's digital profile, their role, skills, previous work history, how they work, what they're posting, and what's the networking look like. They think that it's going to save them a lot of time.
Great. Yeah,
So
makes sense.
that's
The reason I ask is I'm always sort of thinking strategically, and I'm always of the opinion of if you haven't mastered a local region, you shouldn't be looking
I agree.
elsewhere.
I
But
agree.
it sounds like the opportunity is big enough to forget that rule. in this instance.
You'd be surprised. I completely. We had an argument, or not argument, a debate
Yeah.
about.
Arguments are good, don't worry.
Yeah,
We have lots of those
passionate,
arguments.
passionate one. And my, as Theo says, my philosophy is that we need to master that thing,
Yeah.
and then we go. But believe it or not, it looks like what we have there at the moment here, it's actually worked better over there.
Okay.
So I was really surprised.
So you're kind of doing the local thing, mastering, and just
Well, what it sounds like you're saying is that your primary market might end up being Hong Kong.
yeah, that's what I'm
There's a
getting at.
chance there, Singapore, Hong Kong, and I've been talking with.
Which is not bad.
Which is not bad. Austrade, those guys, they have better understanding on that region. And I had a couple of meetings with them, and they think that there's a huge opportunity there, apart from Australia market. So they're saying that, look, what you have, your system is up and running. Why don't you enable that global sort of geological data so that people can start registering and then take it from there?
Makes sense. Exciting.
It is
You have to
exciting.
invite us over.
Yes, absolutely. I've told you.
You talked about. I'm going to skip because I've got a question here that you mentioned about. You talked about a lot about AI and a
Yeah.
lot about geo mapping.
Logical data. Yep.
The geological data. What technology are you kind of using, or kind of?
I'll give you the story on that.
Yeah.
I was being an IT nerd. I always like machine language, how they learn, and those sort of things. So I was always very passionate about that. But to build an AI engine, you need data, huge amount of data. Without that, you can't build anything, and data have to be mappable data. Once a field is related to another field, because that's how you point out the decision. The decision tree is made by that.
Yep.
So 2 years, we've been running Clipboard. The amount of data that we have captured in terms of people, the role skills, and how they are searching, the search pattern, who they're connecting with, we figured that this is a good time to start developing that engine. So we have created a very basic one.
Okay.
Which what it does, it allows the user to connect with the tailored individual who will add value in their career. So if
Based
you
on
similar interests based on the skills. Now, let's say a commie chef who just graduated. He's in the kitchen.
Yeah.
He got these particular sort of skills. Now he wanted to be a chef. Clipboard can suggest that, okay, you want to be a chef, great. These are the skills you need to be a chef, so why don't you upskill yourself by do certification 3, 4. So the system will automatically start doing that. Once they start, showing interest that, I can do that, then the system will sort of give the networking opportunity with the chef or head chef, the higher.
Yeah.
So that they get inspiration by what they're doing. And then gradually what happened, they get an email totally down the track that, look, these are the chef role available. I think you are ready.
Yeah.
So we're still testing it, but it's working well.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So you spoke about all the events that you guys are running, but personally, I know a lot of entrepreneurs and actually a lot of people that I speak to, they find it hard. I mean, even I find it hard sometimes in big sort of groups to network and just approach people out of the blue and start talking to them. How do you sort of network from a personal point of view?
I found that hard too. I think Brendan helps because he got a huge network connection and he been in hospitality for 20 years, so he knows a lot of people.
Yep.
So I kind of like when we go to those events in hospitality.
How did you guys meet each other?
We met socially.
Friend of a friend, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Friend of a friend, and we started talking.
And then we started hanging out.
We started talking, I think, about an app.
Yes.
First, the app you wanted to. It was a while back. I was telling you had a friend that wanted to try and potentially maybe an app, and I said, we started talking more and more, and then I introduced him to Tim, because Tim was talking to him about Pencil.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we started talking. We realized that he's already talking to him, and the more and more we chatted and talked, the more we started talking about what you actually did with Clipboard.
So what sort of events, because you were speaking about one earlier today.
Yeah.
Well, we have started an initiative on mental health in hospitality. So that's and we are partnering with White Jacket. That's a charity based in Sydney.
Okay.
They start expanding in Melbourne, and they have a huge sort of support group or network already set up. So we are partnering with them
Great.
and bringing them here in Melbourne. And the next event will be definitely, I will invite you guys, about the mental health issues. So I got a couple of speakers. Omar will be speaking there.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
I got I met through La Trobe University Accelerator Program guy who is the lecturer there. He's also is a doctor, PhD in mental health, so he's very keen to talk about those sort of things. So that's coming.
Awesome.
Do you experience that that's I'm gonna say the mental health thing is kind of a good I don't know how to structure this question, but do you find that people in the industry and hospitality would find something like that affiliation with that helpful?
Yes.
Given the hours that work.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like,
Do you know, I've spoken with a lot of people, and mark my word, this is what they're saying. They're saying that long hours, tired, and access to alcohol, free alcohol, believe it or not, doesn't help. Because, and you don't realize by the time that you've been working that long in terms of years and years, and you're happy because you're tired, so you get a drink or keep going somehow. You reach to a point when you decided that, okay, I don't think I can sustain that lifestyle anymore, so I'm going to leave hospitality. That's another problem. So and that does affect on their mental health a lot, which I understand.
For sure. Christian, you want to sort out the lightning round?
100%.
So we've got a lightning round where we ask you a bunch of questions and you just fire back with
Yeah, you got to
Sure.
fire back really quickly.
Oh, this is going to be interesting.
Yeah. You got to have a sip.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, you haven't been
It's
drinking.
actually a drinking
No.
game. It's
Yeah,
actually
this is a drinking game.
You're in the hospitality industry here, so
Every question, you got to drink. Awesome. One thing you can't live without.
My cologne.
Nice.
I was being honest.
Favorite type of wine.
Red, Pinot.
Good choice.
Definitely.
well, I picked well then.
Yes,
Yeah, I
you
know.
did. I was wrapped when I saw that. I was like,
Favorite band or artist.
yeah. Red Hot Chili Pepper.
Oh yeah.
Don't judge me, by the way.
No.
All my friends do. I'm thinking.
Entrepreneur you most admire.
A couple of them. I would say the famous one would be Richard Branson.
Right.
I've read his book, quite a unique way. He changed the whole idea of typical being an entrepreneur. His ideas are very wild. The way things he has done, I quite admire that.
Nice.
He breaks rule.
iPhone or Android?
iPhone.
What do you do for fun?
What do I do for fun? Gym relaxes me, but it's not fun. But winery, I really like the winery. I like that sitting down,
Nice.
Yeah.
have a glass of wine, and just.
What was the last CD you bought?
Oh dear, I haven't bought a CD for a long time. I think that would be Tiesto bought this CD. I can't remember exactly which one, but it's a Tiesto one. I remember.
What was the last CD you pirated?
Hey, can't tell that.
That's a better one. What was the last movie you saw? Or burned on CD?
No. Just the other day. Which one is that? See, I got blank now.
Can't be that good.
No,
Yeah.
wasn't that good?
Chick flick.
No, not chick flick. What is that? The
Who made it?
oh dear, the Thor, the final bit, the Infinity War. The what is that?
Marvel Universe?
Marvel Universe.
Okay,
That's the
yeah.
one.
Cool.
Endgame. Yes.
Yeah, Endgame.
Yes, that's
yeah,
the
Arnold
one.
knows.
Arnold knows. Yes.
Texting or talking?
Talking.
Talking.
Yeah.
Nickname your parents used to call you?
Oh, yeah, Babu.
Babu.
B-A-B-U. Babu. It's mean baby in Bangladesh.
Yeah.
And favorite holiday destination?
Bali.
Bali?
I don't mind. I really like Bali.
I love
How
Bali.
many times have you been?
Okay, I've been there 4 or 5 times.
Okay, you love it.
Yeah.
Really fun.
Me too.
Yeah, it's great.
Awesome.
Thanks so much for coming on, mate.
Oh,
Yeah, lots of fun.
absolutely.
It's gone really quickly.
Oh,
Cheers.
man, thank you for having me.
Cheers. Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
We'll see you
guys.
next
Thank
time.
you.
Cheers. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to watch more episodes as they launch. Don't forget to share with your friends and click here to watch more videos.